All right, so let's wrap up by talking about the second compiler rule from our textbook, which is that the compiler should help the programmer in some way. And it's worth thinking about, what do we mean by help in this case? Well, certainly it's going to be doing the translation, right? It's going to be translating from one language to another. But there are other ways in which the compiler could help the programmer. So it's worth thinking about what sorts of design goals you might have when writing a compiler. What might you want the compiler to do to help the developer? So there are a lot of different goals that you could be attempting to pursue as you implement a compiler. So for instance, a compiler might be trying to optimize for fast execution. So let's, there are many different ways of translating a program from a source language to a target. Some of those ways are going to be faster than others. And so our one goal that we might have is to generate as fast a target program as possible. Or maybe we want to minimize the memory or energy usage. And these might be in tension with each other, right? There might be trade-offs. You may not be able to get both of these, and so you may have to opt for one over the other. You might want your compiler to catch software defects early. You might want your compiler to be able to provide helpful error messages. You might care about how long it takes the compiler itself to run. So maybe you want to optimize the speed of the compiler itself. Or maybe your goal is for the compiler to be very easily extendable and to be able to add new languages and targets and phases to it. So these are all valid things that you might want to have in mind as you're designing your compiler. And it's worth thinking a little bit about when you might want to focus on one of these over the others. So here are some particular contexts. So, a just-in-time compiler for running server-side user scripts, a compiler used in an introductory programming course, and so forth. And so it's worth taking some time to think about each of these and to think about the design goals that we just looked at, and to think about which design goals would be most important in each of these contexts.